My name is Leslie Perona, and this is my final PBL plan for Education 329. The title of my PBL plan is Welcome to Tornado Alley. So the basics are that it's a third grade plan, and I expect it will take about 2 weeks. The main course is science, and I integrated math, language arts, social studies, and art. So the main idea is that here in the Midwest, we live in Tornado Alley, and the students will learn about the nature of tornadoes as well as tornado shelters. And the driving question is, how can we improve the tornado shelter and safety plan for Ms. Perona's third grade class and the school? So I personally decided to include a read aloud at the beginning of the unit, just because it's a good way to build background knowledge for your students before they begin researching themselves. And it's also a good referral throughout the PBL plan. When students come to you with questions, you can refer back to the book. So throughout the PBL, the students will go through steps to achieve their final goal. And the first step is research. And in this phase, they will research tornadoes and how they form, as well as their nature. And then they're also going to research structures and the materials used for tornado shelters, as well as the cost for those materials and the cost for maintaining a shelter if it were to be implemented in the school. The second phase is data collection and collaboration, and this includes compiling the group's findings. So this is when the group comes together, talks about what they found, and then decides on a structure that they want to pursue. And this is when they decide, okay, this tornado shelter is the best tornado shelter, so we're going to build a mini model of this in the construction phase. So step 3, construction, is when the students gather art supplies and they build a mini scaled model of their tornado shelter. And this will be used in the presentation phase as well as an actual visual presentation. And the students will present their findings, their structure, and why they think it's best. The products of the PBL, of course, include the mini model, as well as the presentation would be a product with their group presenting what they think is best structure, the best structure. And then, of course, there's going to be an individual product, and that's going to be a blog. And the students are going to write about what they learned about tornadoes, the nature of tornadoes, as well as what they learned about structures and what they personally think the best structure would be. So for the presentation, the students will have the opportunity to present to their parents, their administrators, their teachers, and then some local weathermen or women. And this is cool because they get to see a real-world application of what they're doing as a job. So they would get the opportunity to talk to them about storms, how they form, and how they predict when a storm is forming. So it would just be a really neat way for students to see that application of their learning and their hard work. So I wanted to conclude with the purpose of the PBL, and I created it because I wanted to elevate student knowledge of tornadoes with a real-life application in their school. So they're creating this to propose it to their administrators as to say, like, this could be a good plan for our school. So it's a real-life application that could potentially be used later on. And students become the storm chasers as they learn more about tornadoes and the nature of tornadoes. So thank you for listening. I hope you liked my PBL plan, and I hope that you learned more from this quick summary.